How about this surprise? Joining us live on the phone right now, there is one guest that in the 5.5 years of doing this show that we have been unable to get on the air. One guest. There's only one name left. And he joins us right now. Nate Diaz is live on the MMA Hour right now. Nate, are you there?
Yeah, hey, what's up?
Hey, Nate, how are you? What a pleasure this is.
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's great to have you on the show. It's great to finally have you on the show. I know you're a big fan of the show, big fan of talking to us, so thank you very much for the time today. Let's get into it. There's a lot to talk to you about. We were just talking about it at the beginning of this show with Mark Coleman. He was very excited about Matt Brown versus Nate Diaz. I spoke to you a little bit about this last week. Are you going to fight Matt Brown at UFC 189?
Oh, I don't know yet. I haven't talked to anybody about the fight. It hasn't been negotiated, so I'm waiting to find out.
Can you explain to me what exactly happened there? Because, you know, we came out.
What did Mark Coleman say? Was he pumped about the fight, or did he want me to get my ass kicked, or what was his thought?
Well, truth be told, he's a big Columbus, Ohio guy, so he was excited about Matt Brown. He said he's very close to Matt Brown. He says he talks to him and watches him all the time. So he was excited about that fight. He was excited about the matchup and all that. He sounds like he's a Matt Brown guy, but he only had nice things to say. It wasn't like he was rooting for you to fail or anything like that.
No, it's all good. I know. I figured it. Same area, probably.
Yeah.
Cool.
But can you explain what exactly happened here? Because it came out, it was announced, all that stuff, and then you told me that you never agreed to it. So how was it announced? What happened?
Yeah, no. I was told that the Brown fight was talked about, but they were supposed to work out a deal and figure it all out and negotiate the fight the next Monday. And then all of a sudden, I never necessarily okayed the fight. The fight was never negotiated. So, and then all of a sudden it was like I was getting blown up about the fight. So I think that that's a great fight. You know, everybody would want to see that fight. I would if I was just a fight fan. I think that would be that sounds like an awesome fight, like fight to see, but it was never talked about, and I don't appreciate it being, it's kind of feel like, it's like I'm being, like, forced into a fight, you know, instead of talked to and dealt with fairly. So the fight, like I said, the fight was never negotiated. I just heard about it just like everybody else, kind of blown out of proportion, so. But I like the fight. It sounds good. It sounds great. I don't like the circumstances of the fight. I think I deserve better, and he deserves better than to be on the undercard and to be on this big things, big contribution to Mr. Conor McGregor's pocket. You know, I think that they're talking about him blowing up all these records of being the highest pay-per-view draw and the highest watched fighter, probably because they're putting me and Matt Brown on the undercard and Robbie Lawler on the undercard. Like, I think Robbie Lawler should have spoke up a little more about that too, being on the undercard and have a card like that. But I know how it is. It probably worked out good for him. So I think it's going to be a great card, and I think if I'm going to fight a great, exciting fight where a lot of people are going to tune in to see me fight someone like Matt Brown, who's a great fighter too, I think that it should be work a little more towards our end of the deal so that everybody else is, if that makes any sense.
So are you saying you would prefer to be the main event? You feel like that fight is big enough to be a main event? You don't want to be on sort of, I don't know if you're on the undercard per se, but below a Conor McGregor fight?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, I'm okay with being on undercards and stuff and whatever, but that's definitely a main event fight right there, especially with the fight card that has been going on. It's ridiculous. I just, they're making a humongous card. And like I said, benefiting the main event, and I don't got nothing against the main event. That's great for them, but those are the circumstances I'm talking about. It was never negotiated. No one ever told me what, where, when, and how I just heard maybe Matt Brown, maybe Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis has been, or he hasn't been. He just said something about fighting me. I've been talking about fighting him for a long time. And I don't care whether it's Matt Brown, because Matt Brown's a big fight. Pettis is a big fight. And these are the fights I'm looking for. Is big fights and exciting fights. I'm not into fighting boring people, fighting boring fights, and being on boring fight cards, which this one wouldn't be. But I would like to know a little bit more about what I'm doing instead of just being strong armed into a fight. You know, I don't need to hear that I'm fighting this guy now. Before it was even negotiated, worked out, and now I'm saying no. That fight is not official, and now it's like I'm the guy like not taking the fight or pulling out of a fight, but it's like that's not the situation at all, because I like the fight. I just would like to be appreciated a little better and make sure stuff's confirmed before it's just blown out of proportion.
And so when we spoke about this briefly on Thursday, I mean, that was like 4 or so days ago. Has anything changed? Has anything, happened since then? Has anyone reached out to you and tried to clear the air? Where do we stand right now with the fight?
That's what I'm saying. I haven't talked to anybody about anything.
Still?
Yeah, still. The fight hasn't been, it's just, they just have they have the push power. They say I'm fighting as I'm fighting now, so I don't think so. It don't work like that. Maybe with all these other guys out here, but I think that if you like Ariel, if you're gonna fight somebody next Saturday, I'm not gonna just say that you're gonna fight somebody and assume you're gonna show up. I'm gonna probably call you and make sure you're gonna show up, right?
Right. Talk
about it. So. No, I haven't. But if it was dealt with properly and the circumstances were better, then I'm all aboard. That's a great fight. Especially with a fighter like that. Those are fights I'm trying to fight. I'm trying to fight a guy like Matt Brown and Anthony Pettis, who I thought was probably going to be the guy who's fighting. He just lost. The same guy I just lost to. We're the top guys, and I'm not going to just fight somebody to be like having a good old time, letting time go by and fight people. I think it should work out to my benefit and their benefit, and I think a fight with those guys would benefit me, and I think a fight with me would benefit them. So if I could get it worked out, that would be great.
If you had it your way, if you could choose, which fight interests you more right now? The Pettis fight, you guys have had your differences for the last couple of years, or the Brown fight. I know last year you said you were interested in fighting him as well. But if you had a perfect scenario for you, would you rather Pettis at 155 or Brown at 170 next?
See, the reason I talked about Brown last year, too, is because I watched his fights. I've been watching him a long time. He's been around for a good amount of time, and he's an entertaining fighter. He's one of the best guys to watch in the UFC. So I'm like, if I'm going to fight somebody, it's going to be someone like that. And it's going to be someone like Pettis, who's also entertaining and does good things, To me, I think if I'm going to fight anybody, money talks, and I think it needs to be worth my while to go out there and fight these guys. And if not, then, I'd rather just, I don't really have time to just bullshit around and fight my life away like this. I think whatever fight would be great, but whatever makes a little more sense and the circumstances of the fight,
Mm-hmm. We last saw you in December against RDA. It came out after that you were injured going into the fight. Does a part of you almost regret going through with it because, it didn't look like yourself, you missed weight, all that stuff? You had to go through the whole thing where, it seemed like some differences with the UFC and all that. I mean, it just didn't seem like a very enjoyable weekend in Phoenix for you. Do you regret going through with the fight?
Yeah, well, that's the same thing that happened with this Matt Brown thing, was the same thing that happened with the last fight. It never really, it was just kind of like, you're fighting. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm fighting. so it's kind of like it's all good. It's in the past. It already happened, and I'm not in that being tricked into fighting anymore. You know, I think I should have a little more standing. I'm older now, and like I said, if I'm going to fight, I think it should be worth my while, not just because they say I'm fighting. No, I'm fighting.
Do you want to fight these days more at 170 so you don't have to make that cut to 155 anymore?
If it's worth it, I'll fight at 55. You
Okay.
know? Like,
okay.
I don't have anybody to fight at 55. I fought everybody. That's the difference between me and the whole lightweight division. I fought everybody for the last going on 9 years now.
Yeah.
I've been in the UFC longer than everyone in the probably whole UFC right now. So like probably Diego Sanchez and Grayson Chabal. You know, those are the only guys I could think of that have been in there longer than me. So I got probably the most fights in the UFC out of anybody in the UFC right now. And if I'm gonna cut all that weight and get down to a small size, which I could do, it's got to be worth it. And I think I only got two people to fight at 55 now, Anthony Pettis and Rafael Dos Anjos, because I lost to him. And you know, if he loses, then we could fight too. I'm not trying to hunt down no belt. Belt don't mean nothing to me. I want to get my loss off. I want to get that back. And Anthony Pettis is, you know, he's been around. He's been doing his thing lately. You know, he could be a little more active. And quit. You know, he could be a little more active, and I think that'd be the fight people want to see. So that's what I would drop weight for. You know.
No interest in the belt at all.
What does the belt mean? The belt don't mean much to me. I think, like I said, I want to fight in fights that matter. You know, but like. You know, if some boring ass fighter has a belt, I don't want to fight that fight. I want to fight entertaining fighters. I want to fight fights people want to see. And if I'm not gonna fight in those fights, then I'm not gonna be fighting. You know.
But some might say that maybe the belt will lead to like sponsorship or better contracts, you know, more money, all that stuff. You don't view it that way?
Yeah, it might be, but you know but whatever, you know. Like if I can fight Rafael Dos Anjos or well, I want to fight Dos Anjos, so that's a bad one. But if there's some boring motherfucker holding the belt, or Anthony Pettis or Dos Anjos, then I'm gonna fight them. You know,
right?
Rather than the boring person with the belt, because if I have any boring fights on my record, then it's probably because those people I was fighting were boring fighters. You know, so I don't want any more boring fights in my career, you know. Finish out good and go strong with some good fights.
How many more years do you want to do this for, or fights? I mean, I'm wondering if you still enjoy the whole thing as much as you did when you first started.
You know, I just wanna get done what I got to get done. I wanna, you know, I don't know. I don't even think about it. I just wanna have a good opportunity open. I want to seize it. If not, I'm not going to just fight because I feel like I've already fought enough to just fight because, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's good fights, whenever, I'm sure I'll be around healthy for longer than most of these fighters, you know.
By the way, I think a lot of people might not know this. Just a few rows in back of Ronda Rousey when she was at WrestleMania sat you and Gilbert Melendez. You were at WrestleMania. What was that like?
Yeah, the WrestleMania was cool.
You enjoyed it?
Gilbert hit me up. He's like, let's go to WrestleMania. I've never been there. I did actually when I was a kid. I went and saw The Undertaker when I was a kid here in Stockton. There was a show, and I went and checked it out, and I haven't been since then. So we went there, and I didn't know it was that crazy at those shows. Saw Travis Barker out there, and a whole bunch of Ronda Rousey, a whole bunch of other people. So I had a good time.
Did you know that Ronda was going to go into the ring and all that?
I didn't know that. No.
Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. It was like we just saw it at high and stuff, and then they were like 400 in cage or the ring, so that was pretty crazy.
Okay, so I will let you go because I know you're a busy man, and I got to say I really appreciate you coming on the show here last minute. Where do we go from here? For those wondering, like because I'm getting questions right now. So what's going to happen? Like, where do we go from here with the fight? Are you waiting to speak to the UFC? Do you want them to call you? How do we fix this situation?
Yeah, I don't know. If someone got a hold of me, that'd be great. And if not, it's all good too. I don't need to fight. Like I said, I don't need to fight my life away. Yeah, I'm all good with not fighting. So if we want to work that out, it'd be great. And if not, I'll be watching and tuning in fights and making sure everything's going good and taking some time off relaxing.
But as far as you're concerned right now, according to you, you're not fighting Matt Brown at UFC 189.
Yeah, no, just hanging out, try to talk to somebody.
Okay, Nate.
But I think like what would you guys want? What would people want to see? Who do you want to see Matt Brown fight? If not, yeah, not me. Who would you like to see him fight?
That's a good question.
There ain't nobody to fight. There's nobody in the town. What is it? He can fight me or he can fight Joe Blow at 170. It benefits him. It benefits me to fight him. And look at who do you want to see Anthony Pettis? If not fight me, who do you want to see him fight?
Well, that was the thing. I was kind of thinking. I wasn't expecting you to go up to 170, so I was kind of set on you versus Pettis because there's been that whole thing for so long. I feel like Pettis has more options at 155 because he hasn't fought as many of the guys. Brown has been around a little longer. I feel like he has less options.
Who are you going to fight? Who's Pettis going to fight? Who do you want to see him fight? If you think so.
Maybe.
Don't worry,
well, here's the thing. If Cerrone beats Nurmagomedov, probably Nurmagomedov because they've had some differences lately. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, see? But, so Cerrone he already beat.
Yeah.
Nurmagomedov, that's boring. He's either going to knock out Russian dude or Russian dude's going to hold on tight and have a long, boring fight. There's not much going on, so it's like...
You're not a fan of Nurmagomedov, right?
No, I'm not. I'm not a fan of boring fighters at all. So, like, I think he's gonna probably beat Dos Anjos. Maybe I think Dos Anjos is a better fighter, but I think that. Like, who wants to see that shit? And then there's Dos Anjos. He's gonna lose. He'll probably fight. Pettis don't ever want to fight Dos Anjos again. That's obvious. I heard him on your show talking about it. And,
you listened to the show?
Yeah, I listened to that one.
Thank you.
And, I listened to a lot of them, but I listened to that one recently. And, so Matt Brown, nobody to fight. And then anybody, man, like I'm telling you, there's nobody for any of these motherfuckers to fight. They want to fight somebody, they want to get views. Hey, check my record, too. I got higher views on the fights than any of these motherfuckers. They're saying that Conor McGregor is going to blow these pay-per-views out of the water or whatever. I've been usually fighting, but they put me on Fox, but I have 3 million, 2.5, 3 million, hella high tune-ins for my fight. So if these guys want to fight somebody and get them points, they need to take real fights with me. And besides me, there's nobody other people to fight, So Conor McGregor keeps talking about coming up and fighting. Keeps talking about coming up and fighting Dos Anjos. I don't know what that's gonna do for him. That guy's got 10 followers or some shit. So if these guys want some real fights, then they can call and work it out and fucking figure it out. I'm game to fight. It's the only it's gonna be worth it.
Did you see when Conor took Aldo's belt? What do you think of that?
Oh, shit. I was like, what are you talking about? Aldo's fucked up. His team's fucking up, Aldo's.
What? Why?
Because, let me tell you something. If I had a partner fighting somebody like that, and I'd make sure when this guy gets up in your face, you smack his ass to the floor. You know what I'm saying? You don't let somebody or just laugh at him. He got in an uproar. He got all bent out of shape when the guy took his belt. He should have laughed at him. Been keep the belt. Saying about the belt, it's about your ass whooping. I don't let him have it. And you take that home and put it on. So I think it was, but hey, Conor McGregor, he's doing his thing. He's doing a good job with that, and I'm not hating on him. I think he's doing a great job marketing himself. Everybody's forgot who the champ is already because of his shit. It's the McGregor show.
Mm-hmm. Does it still blow your mind, by the way, at this point that you're not ranked, you're not in the top 15 in the UFC rankings?
Yeah, they just bad on math because I was number 3. I was number 4 when they pulled me from the rankings.
Yeah.
I was number 4. So I beat Graham Mander when he was number 3. So I was number 4. And then they pulled me from the rankings because they didn't like some stuff I said. So they pulled me from the rankings. And then I got back in the fight with Diaz, and he was number 3. So then when I lost to number 3, when I was number 4 before they pulled me out. So when I lost to him, then that should probably make me number 5 or 6. Instead, I'm just wiped away and gone. I think that's just bad math.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. It's kind of strange to me.
Yeah, it's silly.
You don't lose a lot of sleep over the rankings, though, I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't care. A lot of stuff that goes on doesn't make any sense anyways. So, I think that, like I said, I think they should try to do something and, make fights people want to see, not no bullshit fights. So, I'm ready to fight. Though. When the good opportunity comes, and it's worth the while. Until then, it's all good. It's summertime. Triathlon season just started. I just raced last week with my brother.
How'd you do?
I did all right. I'm in a new division now, a new age group. So I'm in an age group with a lot of tougher racers this next couple of years. So I got to step it up and pick up the pace, and that's my goal this year to do better in the triathlon circuit. My coach Damian Gonzalez has been working for me and calling me, and he's like, he don't even pay no attention to fight stuff. He's talking about getting in there and racing and doing good in the season. So that's my objective for right now. If I'm not going to be fighting, even if I am fighting, that's what I'm going to be doing.
By the way, do you think your brother will fight again?
My brother?
Yeah.
I have no clue. We'll have to see. I don't know what's going on with him, his deals, or his who would he fight right now? Silva, right? If anything.
Again?
Well, didn't they talk about him pop for steroids?
Yeah, that's true.
I thought Nick won that fight. A lot of people thought he won that fight.
Yeah, it is true. That is messed up. Yeah. Kind of, yeah. I forgot about it.
If anything, no NBA, anything that nothing else really makes too much sense except for that. Maybe just keep talking about coming back sometime, I think.
Yeah. Seems up in the air.
If anything, he's up in the air, Nick's up in the air, Silva's up in the air, so who knows? I don't know. I can't say anything on his behalf.
Sure. No, I understand.
So,
wow.
We'll see what happens.
So, by the way, Matt Brown tweeted a photo of a signed contract. You don't have one of those, right?
I don't have no contract. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a contract. I ain't got a phone call. I don't have any. I got the internet. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I find out about most stuff. And if someone's not blowing me up in a text message that I'm fighting, I woke up to that.
Or glide, right?
Or glide.
I love the glide. I only glide with 2 people. I'm name dropping here, but I feel like I can.
Yeah.
You and your bro. It's great. I love it. I wish more people would use it. You guys should get paid by glide.
With anybody else?
No.
Oh yeah, that's a great way for communication. I can't.
They should pay you guys. They should pay you guys because you're such great ambassadors for the app.
For glide, huh? I think my brother has a fan glide.
He has like some sort of VIP account or something, right?
Yeah, because I'm gliding him the other day, and he's like, "Hey, motherfucker, stop gliding me on my what is it, fan page glide or whatever." And I was like, "Damn, what? You got the same picture?" So I was confused. I didn't know if it was his, or so I don't know if people could see that or what. But he's like, glad me on the other one, said deleted his fan one because I was talking to a whole bunch of people, I think, instead of just him.
Okay, let me ask you this. Rockhold Machida, who do you got?
I don't. Let's watch the fight and see what happens.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah,
Will you be watching?
I like California. I like California people better. But
They're both Californian though these days, at least. But I get what you're saying. That's Rockhold.
yeah, but I don't care. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, it's a good fight.
You watch fights? Do you go out of your way to watch fights?
Fights nowadays you can't go out of your way because they're all in your face. But yeah, I watch what's going on.
Okay, you follow it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, I wish you the best, Nate.
It's getting boring, huh?
I don't think so.
It has its ups and downs.
Sometimes. That's a good way of putting it. No, you know what doesn't have its ups and downs? This show, which I just found out you watch and enjoy. How about that?
A lot of views on the show? A lot of people watching this?
Do people watch the show?
Yeah.
I think so.
Like a lot of people?
I think so, yeah. I think we're pretty popular. It's been going on for 5.5 years, and we've never had you on. We had your brother on in November, and November, yeah. But never had you. You're the last one left. Name the fighter we've had him on this show. Never had you. At least like the big name fighters.
Oh. Right.
I feel like that's a feather in your cap. Like you were the last one.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go. People are watching this, so
I know.
Time for me to go.
Okay, fine, fair enough. Nate,
hey,
all the best.
All right, you have a good one.
Okay, thank you, Nate. Talk to you soon.
All right, see ya.
Nate Diaz. How about that? People are watching. Thank you very much to Nate Diaz for stopping by. Let me fix my headphones. They're a little wonky here. I'll fix them in a second. That was a lot of fun. Wow, what a way to end the program. We're not done yet, but as far as the interviews are concerned, didn't expect it. It happened. Thank you very much to Nate. And by the way, I didn't say it earlier. Thank you very much to Eddie Gordon and Aljamain Sterling, as well as their manager, Jason Rivera. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun to get to know those guys. It's fun when guys come in. You don't know a lot about them. You've never really interviewed them at length, and you get to learn a lot, especially Sterling. 2 guys to watch out for this Saturday in Newark, New Jersey. I will be there, and guess what? Weigh-in show, pre-fight show, post-fight show. Your boy will be hosting. How about that? Weigh-in show, pre-fight show, post-fight show. If you're not going to be at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, I will be hosting it on Fox Sports 2. They're all on Fox Sports 2. Prelims, by the way, are on Big Fox. Main card on Big Fox, of course. But the weigh-in show, the pre-fight show, and the post-fight show, it will be me, Daniel Cormier, Brian Stan, and the champ Chris Weidman. How about that quartet? That's going to be a lot of fun. Finally getting the chance to flex my muscles. They asked me, are you nervous, this and that? Yo, y'all must have forgot I do a 3.5-hour live show every week. To the millions, and millions of my fans every single week. That was great.